So, very good evening to you all, and welcome along to Moray here in the northeast of Scotland. And we're going to go out for a wee stroll tonight. We're going to start here at Spynie Kirk, and we're going to finish up at Spynie Palace. So this is the entrance to the gravesite. I always find this particular one very interesting. Also tonight I've got my microphone on, so hopefully the wind won't play a problem like it did last night. So yeah, the amazing thing about these graveyards is built into the walls here at the main are these steps. Chink, 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 chink. And then I suppose you just looked over the wall there. But why would you want to do that? And there's a gate here. It's open. No idea. Let's go and have a wee wander around. I wanted to take you to probably the most famous gravestone that's up here. Look at that for a shot. Oh, look at those skies. It's another braw evening here. Hopefully it's not too dark in here. But yes, so round here is one of the very famous sons of Scotland, I suppose it would be. And that's the gravestone to Ramsay MacDonald. And it doesn't take long to find it because it's kept quite shiny and clean. And I'm pretty sure this one isn't it. So when you see the skull and crossbones there, doesn't necessarily mean that there's a pirate in here. I think sometimes it deludes that they may have died from some sort of disease or virus, whatever. So there you go, skull and crossbones. I always think that's interesting as well. An hourglass, and then just above it, a wee angel. So here we go, here's the headstone to him. Beyond these voices. And there's a lot of McDonald's in here. So beneath the stone here, something remembrance by J. Ramsay MacDonald, lie the ashes of David Ramsay MacDonald, Margaret Ethel MacDonald, and the ashes of James Ramsay MacDonald, died in 1937, Malcolm John MacDonald and Isabel Peterkin. Pretty famous. And this is where his ashes are buried. There you go. Ramsay MacDonald. From out in Lossiemouth here. There's some quite interesting stones here, as I say. It's very interesting walking around graveyards and finding interesting things. I think sometimes they put some absolutely great words on these things. Here's an unfortunate one where somebody's daughter Annie died in infancy in 1871, and their son's Colin, who died the 2nd of May 1874, aged 8 years old, and Alexander, who died in New York 6th of July 1900. There's a lot of people here. Donald Fraser from Bishop Mill. And then some of them are very just simple. These stones like that. Somebody Fraser there. More skull and crossbones. And of course there are the walled vaults where I suppose lined coffins might have been stacked. And this is obviously for people who've got a few bob in the bank. Once more, lots of skulls and crossbones. I suppose it's also a sign of the morality. So here's that lovely one here. Somebody who's had a few bob. This is obviously sandstone, but it's worn that much, it's difficult to actually read. This is erected by Chas Leslie in memory of his mother Margaret. And these ones here, they've been sort of fitted into the wall. And some of them unfortunately have been smashed to pieces. More skulls. I suppose these ones that have been fitted here, the tops, are actually the tops of the tombs or the graves of somebody. And they've taken them off. I don't know what they've done with the bodies, but they've taken them off and then just stuck them on the walls in here. So we'll just leave everybody in peace. Shut the door behind me. Original holes in the wall for the gate. So I'll just take you over to this corner and show you where we're going to end up tonight. What's over the wall? What's over the wall? Well, what's over the wall is this. There you go, that's the seats of the bishops of Moray, away out there. Spynie Palace. That'll make a great picture. Oh, right. This wee vaulted area. There are some of them, the headstones here. People are obviously still burying folk here. There's William Grant. Here 2002, sleeping where no shadows fall. Some of the wording is just amazing. (1981), Roddy Bremner. Hi Roddy. William McIver at Ardesea, died 43 years of age. And then we go. Lots of signs and markings that maybe the masons have made, and lots of Latin as well, which is way above me. I would have thought that a lot of this would have been maybe a wee bit of Gaelic. Here's somebody, the Reverend John MacDonald, born in Arbroath 1808, ordained minister of the parish of Spynie 1852 and died 25th August 1876. So he was here for a few years. Well done, John. This one I can't read it out. Here's another cracker. Looks like Turnbull, in memory of William Turnbull, who died in Elgin. But you know, really, if you look down at these things, it's a real pity that people can't come and clean them up or brush them so that you can actually see what's written on these stones. Obviously a big lintel from somewhere. And once again, let's go and leave the dead in peace. And shut the gate behind us. And head back out. Spiny house there in the background. And back to where we came. Right, I'll catch up with you soon. So I could have gone a couple of ways there from Spynie Kirk to Spynie Palace, but I thought I'd come up this way and just break off the path. So it looks absolutely gorgeous. So yes, anybody from our Jog Scotland Elgin City group will be very familiar with this wee path here in the hills of Doom away up there. It takes you onto the Lossy Road. But for us, I think it's up this path. This is another place that I haven't been to before, so it's doodle on. So that path that we just cut across there takes you right down to the main road that goes up to Spynie Palace for the public entrance. Pretty well known, this road here. Out at the end of it there is the main Lossy Road. You might be able to hear the traffic in the background. And here we go. So there's a gate across here. Car park visitors to Spynie Palace only. No access. But that's not necessarily for people who are walking. So just like that, we'll just walk on. I've got to say, the clouds are looking pretty ominous. It's been a very hot, muggy day here in Murrayshire. But here we are. Next week we'll be coming into July. So summer is upon us. So here we are at the main gate, the entrance to the palace. There you go. Owned by Historic Scotland. The splendid home of the Bishops of Moray, visited by kings and queens, robbers and outlaws. And tonight, it's visited by me. And there's the prices if you want to come in. Obviously the place isn't shut down because of the COVID. So we'll be very respectful. Make sure they shut all the gates. And just like that, the sun comes back out. So it's at times like this when I wish I had my pal Linda Dean, who works for Historic Scotland, out at the cathedral to come and guide me around the palace here, because she's a font of all knowledge and she knows this place like the back of her hand, as she does Elgin Cathedral and many, many other things that happened in and around Moray. Fortunately she's not here, but yeah, so right behind me there is one of the major towers of the building, and let's take you for a wee walk around. And I think what we'll do is we'll go down this way first, because at one point, let me just turn this around. At one point, you could actually sail, although I wouldn't think it was a very big, large boat, but certainly a small skiff or something like that. You could come right from Lossiemouth to here to the palace itself, and offload anything that you needed and bring it here for these kings, queens and robbers, etc. It is very impressive, and it's been very well maintained. I remember many years ago coming here for a Jacobite supper. Now that must have been 20 years ago. But here, let's have a wee look at the signs. So there you go. That's the Northwest Tower, providing domestic apartments in the Middle Ages and converted into a ducat in the 19th century. So the one thing I love about history is touching it. I mean, somebody came here and made this. Unbelievable. Right, let's carry on our merry way. At this point I'm going to take my glasses off because I want to be able to see. And what we have here is basically the loo, I believe. Yeah, down here is ye old lavvy, kludgy, loo, whatever you want to call it. There you go, they've got the posh name for it. Latrine. Latrine? Is that for French or something like that? But it would have had, at one point, a nice arch roof. So that basically would have been your entrance from up there, and all the slurry, etc. come down here, and they'll be able to push it out into here. Now you can't actually see it, but yeah, this is where you would have brought your wee boat. As you can see, this is an entrance here to the water gate. Okay, so they've obviously put up these fences around here to stop folk getting directly into the palace, which is fine by me. We're not here to cause any bother. Okay, so going to one of the corners of the building. This might have been a wee lookout post or something like that. Well, it's all forested now, but at one point you would have looked into the water there. But today I see no ships, although later on tonight I might have some chips. That's quite a wall there. Back to the tower. There we go. Next area, it's up here. It would have been absolutely stunning to come here as a guest. I mean, and these walls are so seriously thick. See if I can go up the steep bit here. I mean, if we're looking at this here being the outer wall, there's another one of the latrines, you can tell, because it's got multi-directional stones for your poo to go away. But this here is so thick. I mean, of course, back in the day, this was the only way of insulating your building, is to have a big, thick wall and a gap. Amazing, eh? Of course, there's not much left now. So on we go. And our wee tour of the building. Now, this is where I needed Linda to tell me about this particular gate. Was this one of the main gates? I would assume so. And it's still away up there. Got one of the coat of arms. Yes, I thought I heard some people. They're away over there having a picnic. So here, this was the East Gate, built in the late 15th century to replace an earlier gate through the South Range. Note the portcullis slots. And there you go. There it is. Right there. I bet you they didn't have problems here with the Jehovah's chapping on their door. Once again, we can have a wee wander around in here, it's not the end of the world. Stunning big arches and windows. There we go. The West Range, look out for the tall windows in the West Range. These date from the 1300s and suggest that this was the location of the original hall. Later this range was converted to David's Tower. The Watergate, the postern or back gate where we were round, was known as the Watergate, most likely because it had direct access to the Sea Loch and the nearby water tower. Below the Watergate was basically, as I say, where you would get the wee boat out to Lossiemouth and then off to wherever. So some of this stuff here, burglar swag, was found here. A couple of wallets and some assorted jewelleries. Now what my granny would call that in the middle is a bit of a cairngorm stone, and I actually have something identical to that in my house. Maybe it's worth a few bob. So the North Range, after completing David's Tower in the late 1400s, the builders constructed a spacious hall in the North Range, and the Great Hall was on the first floor above storage cellars. And there is, yes, the old dungeon in there as well. So we've even had a visit here from Charles Rennie Mackintosh, who painted the chapel window, and there it is. So this one here is called the South Range, housing a wall on the first floor, which was converted into the chapel. Just going to come out a wee bit so you can see these great windows. And the main building itself is in here. So there's a couple of signs here, so let's go and have a wee look at them. Up the steps. So this buttress wall was built in 1991. Oh, 1991. In the line of a medieval curtain wall to provide support for the adjoining tower. And up here is another sign that says this is the biggest tower here basically. So this is the southwest tower, begun by Bishop David Stewart after 1462 and completed by his successor William Tulloch 1477 to 82, built over the earlier enclosure wall. It housed the hall on the first floor and domestic apartments above. Gun ports were inserted in the 16th century. Very dangerous place to be here. Of course, there was a lot of monastic stuff going on around Moray, between here, Elgin Cathedral, and the much, much older Kinloss Abbey, along with Garden Abbey, which is still used today by the monks. There you go, there's several levels there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see just the acute angles here of these walls. And here I'm pretty sure was down into the old dungeon. Hello. Yeah, don't get too scared. Lads, let me take a right up there. I'll just come back out so that I can get a full view of everything. Thank goodness I took the antihistamine today, because it would have been pretty tough with all this rapeseed and pollen about. So here we go. And that's the size of the tower itself. Hidden, unfortunately, by this big tree here. But absolutely massive. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4 flights. And you can actually, well, when I was here the last time, you could actually go to the top and you get a great view to all regions of Moray, especially out over the Moray Firth at Lossiemouth. You can see what's going on here. They have had windows here, but somebody's done a bit of a bodged job and tried to fill them in. And this is the beauty of coming to these places. If you look really closely, you can see what's going on. Because you see, this could have been a fireplace, it could have been a door right under there, because there are posts just under it. Can you see the holes? So they could have had a balcony coming out there. And well, we can't get in here, but lovely wooden door here. Pretty solid. Hello? But all these posts would have been able to support things, along with the spiders. So, there we go. Thank you very much for coming along with us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. And I hope you enjoyed our wee walk this evening. And we'll go and do it again sometime. In the meantime, thank you very much. Spynie Kirk and Spynie Palace. I love to you all.